Alright guys, Father Time here at Kennedy. The CIA paint scheme, so as not to disparage any other carrier. Guess I've got that stuff on, that's good. I tried 2-engine failure, not on takeoff because it won't fly, but we're going to come in here, set us up. Oh, we're going to go pre-flight. Let's see. We'll just do a nice light load, make it easy. Now this is heavy. This is LGB to Miami load. So it's a heavy fuel load. Right there, right there, right there. And all we're going to try to see here, at the request of one of my subscribers, DB, if we can still fly it out at max gross weight. We are runway limited takeoff weight of 194, and we are at 187, so we're heavy. We're going to lose one engine. I'm just going to use, there's no malfunction capability, so I'm going to go, other than on Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'll go one, and a little while later, when I think I can fly, I'll go two. If we lost two, we'll be looking for a place to land. We're not going to turn on the INS. We're going to come around and land at Kennedy, or attempt to. 111.35 is the ILS, and 35 left, 31 left, which is the long runway. 111.35. I'll let you suffer through the setting of this with me. That's ready to go. And we'll set it in Kennedy here. 115.9. I get 115.9 and 111.35. Course is 314. We're going to say 315. That's for the ILS back in here. And that's how we'd set up our radios for the return, naturally. We'll set 200 for the decision altitude. $3,000 for the altitude. Altimeters are set. 3018 field elevation checks. We'll do it manually. We'll go runway heading, lose one engine, clean it up, then lose the other. We'll say it was birds. Of course, the things that would cause dual engine failure would be fuel starvation, birds, volcanic ash, things like that. Very rare event. Not even sure there's ever been the case where you had dual engine failure. Well, we're going to simulate it. Let's see if we get flaps. Nope. 15. Might as well get our, let me just do this real quick. Get our flight engineer working here. And they're good. Okay. What could go wrong? Brakes are off. Yes, sir. Set 55%. Set takeoff power. Pretty close. Getting better at this stuff. Our 6th flight of this thing. Let's see how it goes. Yesterday, or a couple of days ago, we did a single engine failure. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Checks. As we're going to V1, I'll set them way back. Matter of fact, we do that now. And I'll fail the number 1 engine. There we go. Make it easy on myself, right? Right rudder. Get airborne captain, or this is going to be a horrible demonstration.
Positive rate.
You're up. Mayday, mayday, mayday. CIA 123, engine failure on takeoff. There's an engine out procedure here, guys. We're just going to do a left turn, come around, and fly it on out. Now, if we failed an engine here, we'd never go anywhere. We are near max gross weight, so we basically would just start cleaning it up. On runway heading, I do not have the IMS going, as you can see now. At 800 feet, which is on the radio altimeter, which is coming up, we demonstrated all this yesterday. There's 800 feet, so let's clean up and lower the nose slightly. Maybe 9 degrees nose high. There's 160, we can go flaps 2. Flaps 5 rather. Keeping that vertical speed above 0. Keeping the rudder in. 190, go flaps 2. Yeah, we'd start our turn here on the engine out procedures. 200 flaps up. Always trying to maintain engine out altitude. Positive vertical speed above engine out altitude. And there it is. Once we're cleaned up, we can start our turn across. We tell the other guy to run the checklist. What they're going to do is go number 1 throttle to idle, do control cutoff switch to cutoff. Of course, we already know it already is. And when we hit clean the maneuver, we can bring our thrust on the other 2 engines back to continuous power. We're right about in here. But we got a bigger surprise for everyone. Big surprise, because we're going to fail number 2 as well. Yikes. Maintaining 30 degrees of bank, and mayday. CIA. We got bigger issues, guys. We're going to go out here. Floyd Patterson Field out there, climbing up to 3,000, taking all the airspeed we can get. We've lost 2 engines. Now we're going to start a fuel dump. I do have one of my switches set for fuel dump. However, back here, the fuel dump panel is right there. I can tell you, I'm going to turn on both of these. Lord only knows what's happening up front. Let's go find out. Hey, not bad. Not bad. I'm keeping the aerodynamics in here, guys. I think it's cool. There's 250. Very cool. Let's roll out here and get some sort of a displacement. Climb to 250, not giving up any airspeed. Yeah, it looks like about... Oh, we're not climbing at all. 250. Climb on up. Keeping that rudder in. There's a lot more rudder now for a straight line aircraft like this, center thrust aircraft. Something else. Let's go down the radio panel. And we are just on kind of a downwind here. On 1 engine, max gross weight. Whatever we do not want to make too tight a pattern. So I've kind of got us on a 130 would be a perfect downwind with no wind heading. But we're trying to angle on out a little bit. Heels behind us a little. We declared our mayday. We let our crew know what's going on. Let our company know what's going on. We refer to checklist. Number 1 and 2 throttles are at idle. Number 1 and 2 fuel control switches are at cutoff. I've got the other engine at max power. Oh no, it's actually a continuous thrust, which is good. There's 3,000. I know it says 2 on there, but we're at 3. You'll have to trust me. And there's 3,000. See what we get for an altitude here. An attitude, probably 2.5. Guys, you know what time it is? 2:42 in the morning. 2:42. I'm going to bring the power back a little bit. We wouldn't be worried, obviously, about 250 below 10 at all. Roll on instruments here. I think a good airspeed. We're going to do a flaps 5 once we're on glide path. go. Let the airspeed start bleeding back a little bit. Make sure we're level of 3. So we've got 2 engines shut down here. There we go. Fuel dump is started. I probably, if I didn't know why I lost 2 engines, I got to add a little power in here, so I got to bring in a lot of right rudder. Even though we're centerline thrust aircraft, we're starting to behave like a 2-engine aircraft with both those out a little bit. No idea what the fuel is. There's a bunch of procedures. I was looking it up in the operating manual that I have, and there are a bunch of procedures for this that the engineer is doing. Standby rudder. I'm hoping the gear comes down when time comes. Standby flaps. Come on, get up in altitude, buddy. Let's go down the radios. I set these both up for Kennedy. And the reason is I would actually like to know where I am. So 315, if you take the head of the needle, it's going to fall down to 315. We're 13 miles from Kennedy. Kennedy is behind us, so I feel safe. Make my turn if I can hold my altitude. Let's turn to base. And a good base turn would be around, let's go 040. Cut it off a little bit. Nice and easy on the bank. I'm accepting that higher airspeed. Staying below max continuous, because the last thing we need, obviously, is a, altitude, is a loss of that 3rd engine. Yeah, the checklist, if you read it, if you download it off the internet, there it is. So about a 030 is a base, we'll go 030. Doing this all on instruments, guys. Accepting the higher airspeed, just have something to bleed. Well, when we get the glide slope dialed up, we're 16 miles out now off Kennedy. Let's go right about in here. Let's get our altitude back. There we go, 7.5. A little lower. Back down to 3,000. Not that we're really worried. You can see 315 is our course. So I'm not worried so much about the ILS course right now. We're so far out. We're 15 miles out. Obviously, if we had a visual, we could have done this a lot tighter. Here comes the course. I'll do it up to Kennedy VOR, and then I'll tune the ILS up on final. Nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up, nose up. Let the airspeed bleed off. Let the altitude get back up to 3. Not even setting my heading. Obviously, you'd have the other guy doing all this stuff for you. Nose up. Right about in here. Nose up. Letting the airspeed bleed off slightly and putting that power back in. They go back down on the radio and go 111.35. Come up here and hope for the best. There it is. Let's see, we're below glide slope. Remember, we're going to go gear down on glide slope and we'll get flaps to 5. Right now we don't have any flaps. The book does say that you can do 2 if you want. I'm just going to do raw data ILS. All hand flying here, all raw data. Now, if you had another guy, you could probably make your, oh man, it took a little rudder out. That wasn't good. 3,000. Here comes the glide slope. Once on glide slope, gear down, flaps 2. Start flying the raw data in. A little below glide slope, pull the nose up. 200's the flaps 2 speed, so 190's the flaps 5 speed. Right about in there. I'm doing about a, what, 320 heading for a 315 course. Oh, the course should be 315. Thought I set that. Yeah, that helped. It was better than us, right? All right, here we go. I wonder if I can get a flight director command here. Try it. I'm not in a hurry yet. You can see the glide slope's good. Let's see if these bars work. Maybe not. 1,000 feet per minute. 190. I'm not in a hurry to lose that airspeed. A little high on the glide slope. Lowering the nose slightly. I'm accepting the higher approach speed, just in case we were to lose that other. And these bars are not doing it, so I'm just gonna. That's not the airplane's fault. That's me not understanding the systems. Let's go up here and shut that off. Runway in sight. Take it over visually, but I'll still use the glide slope guidance, accepting the high airspeed. Gear is down. Get all those checklists going. Glide slope's good. Let the engineer do their thing. I'm going to start bringing the throttle back. I think I can make the runway from here. Glide slope. That's not right. That's because we don't have the flap indicator. We're not worried about that, guys. That's the flaps. Oh, we don't have alternate flaps. So, take a look over here. Our flaps are not set. So we're going to go into zero flap landing. All right.
400. 300.
Take it over visually, using all the runway.
Minimums 200. 500. 10.
Yeah, I guess the engineer would have had to run a checklist to get the flaps out. Anyway, that's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool demonstration. Some of the considerations that you to lose two engines, what's important, what isn't. We'd stop here, set the brakes, tell everyone to remain seated. Fire department would look us off. Very aware. We'd want to definitely stop the fuel dump, which we started, remember, back here. I'm not sure this is even modeled on this aircraft guy. We open that door, close it, close it, close it. Done with that. Yeah, there's alternate flap stuff that had to go on, so we ended up landing no flaps, but it worked out pretty good. I'm not unhappy. Some of the considerations, had we lost that engine closer to V1, we would definitely not have been able to land, take off rather, I'm sorry. Absolutely not. So we ended up doing just the normal engine out procedures, going runway heading. When we lost the second engine, our priority was maintaining energy, staying high, staying hot, just in case we lost the third, because if you've lost two engines, something's going on, either fuel contamination, bird strikes, volcanic ash. So some of the considerations, that was a lot of fun. DB, that was for you, buddy. See ya. 5 times out.